shall my pride.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon to you, Squire. Find your slides and then we'll make a start.
Okay.
Good. So, good afternoon to you. Please state your name and the class you will be teaching.
My name is Temitope and I will be taking us Information Technology JSS1 class.
Okay. All right, we've seen your objectives. So, find the timer. Are you okay to find the timer? Or do you need help? Okay, it's from that side. Okay.
No,
Yeah.
it's not a stopwatch.
That's a stop. No, close that one. Close that one.
Okay.
So,
So timer, the
timer.
first one.
I think it's timer.
Okay.
So we'll go from, so set it for 5 minutes. On swivel.
Good morning, class.
Good morning,
Morning,
sir.
Good morning. How's the night?
Nice.
Okay, awesome. We'll be starting today, but before we continue, I was in this class last week and we talked about classification of computer by size, isn't it?
Yes, we did.
That's where we mentioned,
Supercomputer.
God bless you.
Amen.
Thank you. Mainframe computer, mini computer, and microcomputer.
Yes.
Awesome. This morning, we'll be going into another topic, and the topic is called computer ethics. Before I go into the topic fully, I need me to just give us a little story. I have a friend. His name is called Benson. Benson is 28 years old. He finished, he graduated at exactly 28 years, searching for jobs, submitting CVs, all to no avail. He couldn't get any job. So thereafter, after 2 years, a friend of ours sent him an invite for musical concerts, and he sent the invite to an email. On sending it to the email, when Benson checked, he discovered he had lots of mails, but the one that hurt him most was that in the last 6 months, he got a mail to resume in NNPC as a staff, and is to give his consent within 5 days. Unfortunately, he didn't meet up because it was after 6 months. That is the reason why we are going into this topic, and the topic is computer ethics. Computer ethics can be defined as a set of moral principles that regulate the use of computer. It's a moral principle that regulates the use of computer. Very fast, let's quickly look at some safety tips on the use of computer. One, we have to always avoid liquid pouring on our computer system.
Correct.
This is liquid. Your water is a liquid, your tea, your oil, anything. So when liquid pours on the computer system, 2 things are bound to happen. Number one, it is either the system electrocutes you off, or number 2, it starts malfunctioning. The next thing I want us to avoid is power failure. Protect power problem. What do we mean by that? There is a device we call UPS. Look up, everybody. This is UPS. It helps to protect our system. So the moment your light goes off, there is a power failure. It is advisable you shut down. The remaining power on the system is used to shut down. It is not meant for us to start working or meant for us to start charging. The next thing I want to talk about is disallow unauthorized persons from having access to your computer system. Somebody you have not granted access to the computer system, don't allow them use your computer for you. Another thing is check your email regularly. Of course, we have learned our lesson from my very good friend Benson, right? So check your emails regularly. Ensure the minimum security of files and information on the computer system. Let me ask us a question. Why do we put password, PIN, or pattern on our device? Yes, anybody? Why do we put
protection?
password? For protection. God bless you. So that another
Amen.
person will not have access into it. So that's the reason. In few minutes, please, let's quickly look up. We have our keywords. Can we do this? Just in 10 seconds. Yes. The numbers of keywords that you can find.
I can see
qualifies
computer.
you as a word. Thank you. Note it. Thank you. Okay. Let's see. Let's see how it goes.
Computer.
These are the. Okay. But before we conclude this class, let me quickly teach us a song. And the song is derived from the definition of our computer ethics. It says, let me sing first, then you repeat after me. Computer ethics can be defined as a set of moral principles that regulates the use of computer, So, computer ethics can be defined as a set of moral principles that regulate the use.
Thank you very much. Let's start off with you, please, Dr. Christie.
Let me start Temitope boldly. I think this is it's an improved one that we're having from you today. You came in with well prepared. Your slides were not much, and you were able to educate us on the topic. It's a very beautiful. Except that we didn't get this your song.
Well, I think he's still working on that part of it, if you ask me. But
no, it's a better performance today.
Thank you very much, Dr. Christie. Mrs. Arofin, please.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Budi, and well done. I like the story.
Yeah.
I was wondering where you were going with it, but I later saw the moral of the story, which was computer ethics issue.
Yeah.
I didn't know that checking your email was an ethics issue, but that story really drew a line under that. So, well done. I like the fact that you started by, going back to the previous lesson. You drew out, you asked us questions, what did we do? So you started with that. That was a very good one. I thought that there were lots of opportunities to ask questions that you missed, because when it's about anything to do with computer, these students, they are ahead of us. So I would have asked them, what do you think are some safety tips? And I'm sure they would have given you some of those points that you later illustrated. And then finally, if you want to make a song, one tip could be to use a well-known tune.
Yeah.
You can get a tune that the students know very well and find a way to fit the words you like into it. And that will work. But well done for the effort.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Arofin. I think that's very good advice. Take a popular tune, get your words to match that so it's more melodious, probably more harmonious. But thank you very much. I think, your slides are looking very colourful and very attractive and has few words. No pictures, but has few words, and they're easy to follow, easy to comprehend. Thank you very much for that. Good contrast between the white and the black. That always works, and I like the yellow as well. And as for the way you're dressed today, I love the colour coordination. Thank you very much. So I think I've given you full marks there in terms of charisma appearance. You've got full marks for that. Okay, so Mrs. Arofin has told you one or two of the fins which could be used. But you see, in general, you're still doing a bit too much telling. And you've done a lot of preparation. Let that preparation work for you. So if you go back to your word search, were you aware of the time? Did you realize that we probably had about half a minute to a whole minute to try and maybe find one or two words for ourselves? I found computer, but you keep revealing it to us, which then takes the fun out of, trying to find it. So well done for preparing this word search. I imagine a number of you are using that. There's an app you can use to draw out these things. You put in your keywords and it puts the other words around it. So that's good to use. So well done. And I think someone has shared that with people. So well done. Keep doing that. It helps. But then once you've spent all that time preparing your keywords and putting them in a word search, give at least 2-3, well, in a real class situation, give at least 2-3 minutes to your students to be able to draw out these keywords. So overall, you're still doing a bit too much telling, as Ms. Sarofin said, because of the type of nature, because they are digital natives. Yes, compared to us, who you might refer to as sometimes digital dinosaurs, they would tell you about safety. They would connect with your story, yes, because there might have been 1 or 2 things they've missed because they've not been checking regularly. That's why they're constantly checking their phone when they have it, every few minutes or so. Yeah. So I get the feeling that the curriculum has done you no favors again, in the sense that safety and ethics, I'm not too sure that I think there's a mixture there. Rather, this is how it's stated in the Nigerian curriculum. I'm going to take my advice, and not all of those things are ethical issues. Yes. So, and therefore, it would have been hard for you to have started to break down the keywords like, let's look at computer, let's look at ethics. And when we say computer ethics, what do you think it means? So it would have been hard to take that route, simply because I think even in the curriculum, whoever's designed it has mixed them up. And hopefully they'll listen to us and revisit it. NERDC. Thank you very much. Temitope.
Well done.
Any questions from you?
No.
Okay.
Great effort.
Yeah. So in terms of relatability, what question could you have asked your students? So we're thinking of this question being the big question. What question could you have asked them? Go on, reveal what you're about to say. Well, you see, this is what's come from the lesson, and that's fine. These are good questions to ask to test their knowledge, good questions for formative assessment, even probably even a summative assessment when you get to it. But during the lesson, what other kind of question could you have asked that would connect them, to safety?
Okay.
Have you had an alarming experience, or have you had a poor experience while using your phone? Has anyone ever sent you something that you were not comfortable with? You see? Draw from them and draw from their experience. Link it to the topic. So thank you very much. Appreciate that.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Well done.
Thank you, sir.
Teacher me, my teacher, my brother.